Hello everyone, thank you so much for clicking on today's video and welcome to my channel. In today's story, OP makes an unintentional mistake when it comes to planning hers and her best friend's gender reveal party. Things naturally end up blowing up and the drama is insane here. I do hope that you enjoyed the story. If you do, please leave a thumbs up. And before we get started, I just want to take a second and thank all of my subscribers. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I honestly don't know what I'd do without you. For those that don't know, I have a personal goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers. So if you do like my content and would like to hear more Reddit stories with updates, please subscribe. Anyways, thank you for your time and onto the story. Am I the a-hole for ruining mine and my friend's joint gender reveal party? I, a 28-year-old female, am currently 8 months pregnant with mine and my husband, who's a 32-year-old male's first child. And while we're over the moon, neither of us were ever invested in the idea of throwing a gender reveal party. My sister, a 26-year-old female, hosted a baby shower for me a couple of months ago, and I felt that was more than enough. Recently, my best friend, let's call her Amy, and she's a 30-year-old female, announced that she was 4 months pregnant and she wanted the two of us to have a joint gender reveal since we couldn't do a joint baby shower. While I never planned on throwing a gender reveal, this was really important to Amy and she really wanted us to share the experience. My husband and I had recently told some people that we were expecting a little boy, but Amy wanted us to have the full experience, meaning that my husband and I would quote-unquote find out the gender in the same way as Amy and her husband, who's a 31-year-old male, would find out the gender of their little one. Ultimately, we decided that this would work best if each couple cut into their individual colored cakes. As I bake as a hobby, we decided that we could save some money and I could bake and decorate the cakes. We decided that my and my husband's cake would be a lemon cake dyed blue on the inside, but decorated with white icing and blue and pink sprinkles. Amy asked that her cake be decorated the same way, but gave me creative control on the flavors. At this point, I found out from Amy's doctor that she and her husband were expecting a little girl, so I thought that it would be a nice idea to do a red velvet cake, chocolate being her favorite flavor. I baked the cakes in the same style as Christina Tosi's famous birthday cake, and I was pretty thrilled with the outcome. Unfortunately, all did not go according to plan. Amy and her husband, and I and my husband cut into our respective cakes at the same time, but Amy immediately burst into tears once she saw the inside of the cake. Unfortunately, the coloring that I had used was not very vibrant, and the red velvet cake was red but kind of brownish too. You could definitely tell that it was red, but Amy was unhappy with the quote-unquote muddy color. Her husband immediately accused me of racism, considering that he's a person of color while Amy, my husband, and I are all white. He said that I chose a muddy brown color to indicate that his daughter would be mixed. Reddit? That was absolutely not my intention, but Amy and her husband left very soon afterwards and have refused to speak to me. Amy's mom, who's a 56-year-old female, has said that I should be ashamed of ruining such a special moment that Amy has gone out of her way to share with me, and I've been messaged by some mutual friends telling me that Amy's worried that she might lose the baby from the stress. Am I the a-hole for ruining the gender reveal? Was I also unintentionally racist? And then OP added an edit to answer some common questions. They say, I had chosen red velvet because chocolate is Amy's favorite flavor, and I thought that it would be close enough to pink that no one would mind. When discussing flavors, she told me that she didn't want to do a quote-unquote boring vanilla cake, which is also why we did lemon for mine. Someone commented, I don't know what to vote, honestly. I think that gender reveal parties are more about social media likes and accidentally setting a forest on fire, and in one case scenario, offing a grandma with a pipe bomb. Yes, both have happened, then actually sharing news that isn't really big picture important, which makes them ridiculously stupid in my opinion. I'm having a difficult time wrapping my head around your color choice for Amy's cake. The cake is either pink or blue. I also think that gender colors are pretty dumb as well. I assume that the blue in your cake was a shade that left no confusion to the blue color nor the gender of the child. Why did you think that dark red would indicate that Amy was having a girl? You saw that the cake was dark red and nowhere near pink before you frosted it. Your cake was blue. Amy's cake was not pink. Pink or blue. While I think that Amy's a bit of a tool for wanting the party, I can understand her disappointment. As a person of color, I can also understand Amy's husband's thoughts and a reaction to a cake that was dark and red-brown and not pink or blue. I'm not accusing you of intentional or unintentional racism. Your post does seem sincere. I believe you when you say that you weren't trying to ruin anybody's experience, but there are a few people who are hurt, confused, and offended because of what happened. Hopefully everyone involved can talk about their feelings and be heard. To which OP replied, "Thank you so much for taking the time to leave such a detailed comment. I really appreciate your perspective. I feel terrible that everything ended the way that it did, and I genuinely thought that Amy would appreciate a chocolate-flavored cake, which is obviously quite difficult to make a soft pink color. I truly believe that red would be close enough to pink and that it wouldn't matter all that much. I agree with all the points that you make about gender reveals, which is why I wasn't interested in hosting one myself. It was only when Amy was so excited that I thought that it would be nice to do it for her. I wanted her pregnancy experience to be everything that she wanted it to be. It kills me that I might have ruined that for her. I realized that I might have been a bit of an idiot when I chose the cake, but I never meant to be racially insensitive towards everyone. I have messaged and called Amy a few times, but I haven't heard back from her. I'll update Reddit if and when I do." Hi all, I didn't get much traction in my original post, but I did receive quite a few hateful messages saying that I was a racist a-hole whose baby did not deserve to live. When I posted on Reddit about the color of the gender reveal cake, I certainly did not expect that. That being said, I did receive a few comments on the post telling me that I should have gone with the traditional pink color and that Amy deserved an apology, which was fair enough. I didn't want a gender reveal myself, but I had wanted to support Amy in any way that I could, and I realized that I screwed up. I genuinely believe that using red instead of pink would not be a problem, but I should have asked the question rather than making a unilateral decision. I chatted to my husband this evening when he got home, and we decided that I would have a discussion with Amy and offer throwing her a new gender reveal party, with a cake from a bakery if that's what she would like. At the end of the day, it was never my intention to ruin this occasion for her. I had seen that she had tried to give me a call this afternoon, but I've missed it, which told me that she was open to a chat. Amy and her husband don't live far away, so I invited them both for a drink this evening. Amy very graciously accepted, but she said that her husband Greg would not be joining her. When she came around, my husband left us to it, and I wholeheartedly apologized for ruining the event for her and offered to organize another reveal if that's what she would like. Amy surprised me by saying that she was the one who owed me an apology and that she should not have run out of the party like that. She said that she absolutely loved the red velvet cake idea, especially seeing as she loves chocolate cake. She said that she burst into tears in the moment because she was unhappy that the color was a bit brown and a bit red, but that she realizes now that she should have been grateful for rather than critical of my baking skills. At the end of the day, I'm a hobby baker and I make the cakes in my spare time. She said that she should have been appreciative of my efforts and time. She also told me that she felt that Greg's comment about racism were a bit out of line considering that I've always been a good friend to both of them, and she said that she felt that it was an excuse for him to be upset. She told me that Greg has always found reasons to be angry or upset at her friends and family, and she told me that they've been in marriage counseling because she feels like he's trying to isolate her from her social circle. Apparently, the baby was an accident and Greg had pressured her to keep it, which she also told me probably contributed to the whole outburst at the gender reveal. She said that she's been under a lot of stress recently and unfortunately channeled it towards the cake color, and by extension me. As for Amy's mom, Amy told me that she didn't realize her mom had blamed me for ruining the event and said that she would speak to her. Amy does think that the flying monkeys warning me of horrible things to my baby were probably from Greg, probably just to lay it on extra thick. As of right now, she said that she does not know what she'll do, but I told her that I'll be there for her regardless of what happens. At the end of the day, both Amy and I had a few lessons to learn in this. I know that I will never make another gender reveal cake again, and I should not unilaterally make any decisions on my friends' behalves. Even if it is coming from a good place, it doesn't mean that other people will always appreciate being blindsided. All in all, kind of a somber ending to a gender reveal story, but communication did save my friendship, and I appreciate the kind comments on Reddit for opening my eyes that I had kind of been an a-hole. Lesson learned for everyone. If the baby is a girl, bake a pink cake. So guys, what did you think about this? Please let me know in the comments down below. I am kind of annoyed. I understand that people of color and marginalized people do face a lot of discrimination and microaggressions in their average day life. However, from this post, you could clearly tell that OP was being sincere about her response. She clearly made a mistake. And if we're being kind of honest, this sounds like something that I would do. I personally love chocolate, and red velvet cakes are my weakness. And also, the color was clearly pink. If you're doing a whole gender reveal thing, red velvet cakes do fall on the spectrum of being pink over blue. If it's a binary outcome, you know which category they go into, right? But I do think that the whole muddy brown thing was a little far-fetched. Because when it comes to discrimination and racism, you shouldn't take one isolated context into account and cut all contact with that person, you know? You should see how they are as a person day to day. I don't know, that's just my 2 cents. Anyways, I do hope that you enjoyed this story. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and please subscribe if you'd like to hear more stories from Reddit with updates.